You've been looking at your baby all wrong. You think they see a mother, a father, a face they love. But neuroscience says something far stranger is happening behind those tiny eyes. Your baby doesn't see a person when they look at you. They see something ancient, something their nervous system was built to detect long before language, long before thought, long before anything we'd call human understanding. And once you know what that is, you will never look at them the same way again. Here's what most parenting content won't tell you. Your baby's brain, in its earliest months, is not processing you the way an adult brain processes another person. It's running a completely different program, one that has almost nothing to do with identity, memory, or even love, at least not the way you understand love. What it is doing is something so primal, so deeply wired into the human species, that researchers only began fully understanding it in the last few decades. And it changes everything about why your baby stares at you, why they cry when you leave, why your face above every other face does something to their biology that no one else can replicate. Stay with this. You are not their parent right now. You are their entire nervous system. That's not a metaphor. In the first months of life, a baby's brain cannot regulate itself. It cannot manage stress, calm fear, or return from panic on its own. The part of the brain responsible for those functions, the prefrontal cortex, won't be developed enough to work independently for years. So what does your baby use instead? You, your heartbeat, your breathing rhythm, your body temperature, your facial expressions, your voice patterns. These are not comforting extras. They are biological inputs that your baby's nervous system is literally using to stay alive and stable. This is called co-regulation, and it's one of the most important discoveries in developmental neuroscience. Researchers studying infant neurobiology found something remarkable. When a calm, regulated caregiver holds a distressed infant, the baby's cortisol levels, the primary stress hormone, begin to drop. Not because the baby felt better, but because their nervous system synchronized with yours. Like two clocks placed next to each other, slowly ticking into alignment. Your baby's brain is not yet capable of independent emotional regulation, so it borrows yours. Every time you hold them, breathe slowly, speak softly. You are lending them your neurological stability. You are not soothing them. You are being their calm. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Your baby doesn't just use your body for calm. They use your face as a map of reality. From the moment they're born, infants are scanning faces with extraordinary precision, not to recognize beauty, not to identify personality. They're scanning for one specific signal. Is the world safe right now? Every micro-expression you make, a slight tension around your eyes, a shift in your jaw, a half-second of distraction, your baby is reading it, processing it, updating their internal model of whether this moment is threatening or secure. They cannot understand your words. They cannot follow your logic, but they can read your nervous system through your face with an accuracy that would embarrass most adults. Think about a moment when you were exhausted, stressed, running on no sleep, mind somewhere else, phone in your hand. You picked up your baby. You smiled. You said the right things, but your baby still fussed, still seemed unsettled, and you couldn't figure out why. Here's why. They weren't responding to your words. They were responding to your state, the tension in your muscles, the shallow rhythm of your breath, the slight delay in your eye contact. You thought you were hiding it, but your baby's nervous system had already picked up the signal. The world, in that moment, felt slightly unsafe to them. Not because anything was wrong, but because you felt slightly unsafe. This is not guilt. This is biology. And understanding it is the first step to working with it instead of against it. You are not teaching your baby about the world. You are the world. In the first year of life, your baby has no separation between what my caregiver feels and what reality is. Your emotional state is not something they observe from a distance. It is the very data their developing brain uses to build its first model of existence. Is the world predictable? Is it responsive? Is it safe? They don't answer those questions by exploring. They answer them by watching you, by feeling you, by testing whether, when they cry out, something warm and familiar returns. Every response you give isn't just comfort. It's architecture. It's shaping the actual neural pathways that will determine how your child handles stress, builds relationships, and trusts other people for the rest of their life. In the 1970s, psychologist Edward Tronick conducted one of the most haunting experiments in developmental psychology. It's called the still face experiment. A mother sits across from her infant and interacts normally, smiling, responding, engaging. The baby is happy, connected, alive with expression. Then the mother is instructed to go completely still, blank face, no expression, no response, just silence. Within seconds, the baby notices. They try to re-engage. They point, they gesture, they make sounds. They do everything in their small power to bring the mother's face back. When nothing works, the baby collapses, not dramatically, quietly. They turn away, fold inward, and begin to shut down. What Tronick discovered wasn't just that babies need attention. It was that a baby's psychological stability is directly dependent on the responsiveness of the caregiver's face. When that signal disappears, even briefly, the baby system begins to destabilize. You are not their comfort object. You are their signal tower. This matters far beyond infancy. The patterns built in the first year of life become the templates the brain uses to navigate every relationship that follows. Researchers in attachment theory call this the internal working model, a subconscious blueprint of what to expect from other people. Babies who experience consistent, responsive caregiving develop a model that says, people can be trusted. The world responds to me. I am worth responding to. Babies who experience frequent emotional unavailability, not neglect, not abuse, just a caregiver who is often checked out, anxious, or unresponsive, can develop a model that says, connection is unreliable. I need to manage alone. These are not permanent sentences. Brains are plastic. Healing is possible, but the foundation matters, and it's being laid right now in the ordinary moments you don't even notice. You are not raising a child. You are becoming the architecture of a human being. Every moment of eye contact, every time you return after absence, every breath you slow down in a difficult moment, you are writing code into a brain that will carry it for decades. This is not pressure. This is power. You don't have to be perfect. You have to be present. Regulated enough, often enough, that your baby's nervous system can borrow stability from yours and learn, slowly, biologically, deeply, that the world is a place worth trusting. Your baby doesn't see you as human yet. They see something bigger, a force, a signal, a universe with a heartbeat, and somehow, even before they have the words, even before they have the thoughts, they know that when you're near, the world makes sense. That's not ordinary. That's everything. If this changed the way you see those small, quiet moments with your baby, you'll want to stay for what comes next.